Hi, I'm Don Ferguson, the producer of Florida Keys Dive Odyssey, the video series that unveils the actual GPS coordinates of the top dive sites in the Florida Keys. It's time to leave Islamorada. A new adventure steers us southbound down the overseas highway. Our first stop is ROBBIE'S Marina on the upper tip of Lower Matecumbe Key, mile marker 77.5, Bayside. The dock at ROBBIE'S is alive with hungry pelicans. The guests are encouraged to feed the tarpon that hang out under the dock. Since 1976, over 2.5 million people have visited the tarpon at ROBBIE'S. The tarpon here eat over 250,000 pounds of fish per year. It's time to hit the water. The destination is Caloosa Cove Resort and Marina, mile marker 73 on Lower Matecumbe Key, Oceanside. As we enter the resort, we pass a gigantic 20-foot anchor, mute testament to the 4 shipwrecks of the 1733 Spanish Armada, located within a 3 3/4 mile radius from our launch site. In my Galleon Hunter DVD, you'll learn the history and location of La Almiranta, San Francisco, El Larry, and San Pedro of the 1733 fleet, as well as 13 other shipwreck sites of this doomed armada. Today, in the Matecumbe sector, we'll be diving Tollgate Rocks, Matecumbe Gardens, and the beautiful Tennessee Reef. The first target, Tollgate Rocks, is about 1 mile seaward of the Caloosa Cove Boatbarn. Named in the late 1930s from the overseas highway toll booth located near where Caloosa Cove now stands, Tollgate Rocks is an inshore patch reef with visibility seldom exceeding 30 feet. Depths here range from 10 to 15 feet. Less than 5 minutes from Caloosa Cove Marina, Tollgate Rocks is a convenient night dive. The Southern Stingray scours the ocean bottom in search of nourishment. As it flaps its wing-like fins, the ray stirs up the sand, exposing bottom-dwelling fish and crabs. When it uncovers its prey, the ray uses its fins to form an impenetrable cloak, making escape impossible. Since its mouth is on the underside of its body, the ray can easily consume its captured meal. Any unwanted sand consumed during the encounter is extricated through its gills. The stingray kills without malice. In the ocean, it's eat or be eaten. All creatures in the sea, no matter how large or how small, eventually provide nourishment for some other animal in the ocean's food web. We're blazing out to our next target, Matecumbe Gardens, about 3 3/4 miles, 150 degrees to the south-southeast from Tollgate Rocks. The area is marked by a red flashing Matecumbe 18, also known as the Phantom Buoy. This 25 to 30 foot deep reef clearly marks the transition from upper keys diving to middle keys diving. Matecumbe Gardens is a young reef, populated with soft corals and sponges on a flat sand bottom. This reefscape is a dramatic contrast to the towering spur and groove reef formations found on the fore reefs of the upper Keys. The yellowhead jawfish hunts small fish and plankton from the entrance to its burrow, backing into safety if danger approaches. These burrows are painstakingly constructed by the yellowhead, one jaw full of sand and rock at a time. The conkfish lives in the shell of the conch during the day, venturing out at night to eat tiny fish and crustaceans. Even in slow motion, the bridled goby is little more than a blur as it retreats into its crevice. The brittle or glassy starfish can regenerate a lost appendage. The next target, Tennessee Reef, is a vast, seldom dived area. Certain areas of Tennessee Reef are now restricted to divers. Contact the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary for the current rules and regulations before diving here. My favorite feature of Tennessee Reef is the Dropoff, beginning about 1 mile east of Tennessee Light, running intermittently past the Phantom Buoy. It's easy to follow this spectacular deep reef with a depth gauge. When the gauge drops from 40 to 90 feet, you're on the Dropoff. Remember to carry your anchor down and set it in sand away from the coral. We've encountered a school of yellowjack on the hunt. These aggressive fish appear to have targeted some unknown prey hiding in the coral. We're easing over to Tennessee Light Tower in 12 feet of water. Seaward of the light tower in 15 to 20 feet of water, Tennessee Shoal rounds out the dive sites of this remote, underrated area. Most sharks swim from birth until death to force oxygen-rich water through their gills. This nurse shark is capable of laying motionless on the bottom because its gills can pump water. We'll interact with several nurse sharks later in the show. Although beautiful, the queen triggerfish is known to have a nasty disposition. I know of 2 divers that were bitten in the middle of the forehead by an agitated queen trigger. It's possible the divers violated some unknown territory the triggerfish found it necessary to protect. There's shipwreck debris all over Tennessee Shoal. Here's a few of the ships that have run aground here.